And then in high school, I would say I sort of like stepped away from the ska scene and I was more into like emo bands. Not like emo like with a bang. Like I'm talking about I don't even want to say when I was in high school, but when I was in high school, the emo was a little bit different. Anyway, I used to go to a lot of like indie emo, still ska shows, but maybe more that scene. And then after high school, I had a friend that was like, actually my sister was telling me, oh, my friends from our school that we went to high school with need a singer for their band, and she knew that I was like aching to sing. So I auditioned in my bandmate's living room. I sang Open the Gate Up by No Doubt with no music or anything. It was very awkward. And here I am today. I know that they had maybe like 2 other auditions for the band. Yeah, they held auditions. How silly is that? But
I mean, that's cool. I mean, hey, I mean, I guess it depends how serious you take your band. I mean, if there's people lining up, I think you should have auditions,
I know, but when we were like 19 or like 18, 19 years old, it's like, it seemed so silly because we were like, like I said, these were people I went to high school with, like middle school even, elementary school even. And my sister was like, yeah, you have to audition. I was like, what? I was in show choir. I was the president of my show choir. Everyone knew I sang, so I was like, I have to audition? This is like kind of silly. But and for a ska band, like, come on now. But no, it was a good thing. I'm so glad to be with some of those guys are still in the band. So weird. It's been a long time.
Were they all seated at like a table with like panels and stuff? Like
it was only 2 of them at the time, actually, and one of them like wasn't in the band for much longer after that. But it was weird because it was my bandmate's living room, but it was his mom's living room, so she was there, in the kitchen or something, and they were just sitting on the couch with like a notepad or some. It seems so strange because I'm like, okay.
Trying to picture it now, just
I'm like, I know these people from high school. I haven't talked to them like in maybe a year, and now here I am
singing.
And I was so nervous. I'm not nervous about singing now, but if you can like think back to the beginning, it was weird. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, it's different singing like with people or to a crowd versus like singing to 2 people inside of a living.
Or like even just by yourself. Like I said, I was in choir, so it was like groups of people. Maybe sometimes I sang by myself, but there was always like 15, 20 other people behind me. That's why maybe I chose a ska band, because I still have so many people behind me. But it was strange. I don't suggest it to other bands. Try to do it because it's so awkward. Like I know there was another girl that tried out that was young, so young that like her mom came with her to try out, and like I said, it's just weird. Like it was weird for me. I can't even imagine how weird it was for that girl and her mom.
She just shows up. So hey, you're trying to get my daughter in this band?
They're like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I hope you didn't like put an ad on Craigslist or something like, come to my house and audition for my band. That's why this girl's mom had to show up with her or something.
Yeah. That's funny. So like regarding all that, I understand the band started, but like in 2002 originally, right, as King Otterpop, and you didn't join on until later, right? Until they.
Well, King Otterpop and the Slush Tones was a band that was formed for like a talent show. And it was basically like how many people can like our friends fit on stage type of thing. So no, I was not in it, but was it a real band? Like no. But we call it the like conception of the band because like a few of the guys that started 2:30 were like, oh, like we're already kind of in a band. Do you guys want to keep going,
Yeah.
So I used to watch them play like behind the PAC, in high school, like stuff like that. But no, I wasn't the singer, and I don't even know if they had like a dedicated singer at that point. They were just like having fun, we were in high school, and a lot of those guys were in marching band, and girls were in marching band, and they just, like I said, they just wanted to play. They just wanted to play like ska covers of songs.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like it just developed into something fun. That's why we're called Half Past Two. It's like so lame and so wholesome and like gross. We're like, that's when we got out of high school, was 2:30. Like when you could like leave school and like go do your own thing, like practice music,
Yeah.
meet up,
Yeah,
do band, you know?
Yeah, of course.
As I'm saying, it's so like when people ask, it's so embarrassingly like
Half past
wholesome.
two.
Like,
Hey,
you can say.
I didn't even catch on. I just thought it was like a cool name. I was like, hey, half past two. That's cool because that's like memorable, you know. And it looks cool when you acroname it, you know, like HP2, you know,
Yeah,
HP.
except everyone's always like, that stands for Harry Potter 2. I'm like, if that stands for Harry Potter 2 for you, then cool. I'm down for it. That's a good one. It's a scary one, but it's a good one.
So like officially it was half past two, like you guys were jamming in like 06, or was it 07 that you guys started jamming?
No. It was 06 when we like officially were like, let's make a go of this. Let's be like a band that plays shows, like that doesn't just play in our garage or, you know, whatever. So in like in early 2006, maybe even late 2005, we would like meet up and write music at like Denny's in the middle of the night, you know, when nobody was there. We would just like take up a whole section and like write music.
Yeah.
But then our first shows were in like 2006. Yeah, 2006, I think. Sorry, I'm not the band historian, Max is, but and then by amazing fate, actually Volcano Burger is the burger joint across from my high school.
Mm-hmm.
My bandmate ran into Aaron Barrett there and gave him our demo, and then Aaron was like, I want to help you guys record your album. So he helped us with our EP and also our album. So that was pretty cool for a little baby band. And so weird that we just like ran into him and gave him a demo at like a burger joint, and he, you know, was so cool and was, yeah, I want to help you guys.
Yeah, how was working with him like on the Polar Bear EP and It's About Time? Like was it kind of like
it was like weird because, you know, we were starstruck, we were young, and Real Big Fish is a big deal, especially in Orange County, and especially if you like ska music in Orange County.
Of course.
And like my bandmate Max, is his favorite band, you know. So
yeah, so he was
to have him like sitting in front of you is like so strange. But if you also, after a while, and I don't know if you've ever seen Aaron in any of his interviews, like he's awkward, but like in like a very endearing way.
Right.
So it was fun because we were awkward and he was awkward. So we were just like sitting in front of him going like, oh, you're right here. This is so cool. And he's just looking back at us like, I don't want to like have to, you know, fully engage with your fandom, but it was a good experience. And he really, I don't know, he just made us sound more grown up. And then after that, he took us on like a tour, like a short little tour. That was incredible. I mean, it hooked me.
Yeah. How many days was the tour?
It was short, you know, it was just a few days in California, and we played in, I think, Las Vegas and then Reno with them. Mm-hmm. And we went up to, I think we didn't leave California. I think Northern California as far as we went. I think. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't remember it. But it was really fun. Like I said, for a little baby band like we were, it was an experience. It hooked me, and I am like still in a ska band today probably because just of the fun we had. And seeing those crowds was so insane, you know. Playing in front of a crowd like that big is thrilling, you know.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It does make you want more. I can see why Real Big Fish has never stopped touring and playing shows, because it's very interesting. It's fun.
It's addictive for sure, especially when you're
addictive.
Yeah, I mean, I can just imagine, you know, everyone knows the lyrics to their songs. I mean, you know, because, you know.
Yeah. Like he's like, oh, I could just take a break. Like, he could probably bring somebody up from the crowd, like, who would know a whole entire song, you know?
Yeah.
One day I'll get to that point. Everyone will know the words to a song.
Right. I mean, you know, like one thing I noticed in that album, it seemed like you guys were blending a lot of like hard rock elements like with like a lot of the songs, like kind of like mixing, like, you know, when you guys.
Which one? It's About Time, or I guess both of them.
Yeah, It's About Time is what I'm talking about. Because like for example, on like We Want More, I kind of heard like a lot of like well, not on just that song, on the entire thing. I heard a lot of like heavy like guitar parts.
Guitars and...
Yeah. There's a lot of like crazy guitar playing going on, and even like on like the radio song, that was personally my favorite song off that record, because like the key part, I like hearing keys in ska, and I like when people use different like key settings and what is, like, you know, accustomed in ska. You know what I'm saying? Because I was more like an electronic part. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like during the verses. And I like that. I was like, yo, that's actually pretty new. You know, and I was reading like on some of your guys' interviews from that time, it was like, oh yeah, there's like some third wavers that kind of like they see us as third wave, but you know, it's like we're trying to do that. You know?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We're like, we were in the middle. Like people still today, when they think of our band, like if you just heard of us, which is a lot of people, they would classify us as like a new ska band. But if you've been around and you know about us, people are always like, well, they're not quite third wave, you know, but they're not really a new band either. I'm glad we're fooling a lot of like new people, because that's been the argument for Half Past Two for a while. It's like, they're not quite old, but they're not quite new. We don't really know where they fit. And our sound, too, sort of put us in a weird place, because we're definitely a lot, like, really influenced by third wave. And Aaron has something to do with that, too, because he helped us produce that record.
Yeah.
And he had a lot to do with the guitar playing, because if you know anything about Aaron Barrett, he's a great guitar player, crazy guitar player. So anytime you hear, like, you know, wild guitar parts, it was Aaron just going like, and then you want to do this, you know, and we did it because it was like, we could, you know, we had some really good guitar players. And we definitely tried to like not get away from that sound. We tried and honor that sound, but we tried to, you know, just try and figure out what works best for us.
Yeah.
I would say like our new EP is like super different. I know we're not there yet, but that's what I'm saying.
For sure.
We're trying to evolve.
We're
trying to be one of those bands that doesn't just stay the same.
Yeah. So I mean, aside from that tour that they took you guys on, and like when you guys got back, or maybe when you guys started, like kind of describe like the OC scene, like when you guys started up, like around that time, like
when we started, it was good. I mean, there was a lot of bands playing and stuff. It was for years it was like a lot of the same bands, or you would see a lot of the smaller bands just cycle through, just like anything, you know. The shows were, I would say the shows were fair. There's a good amount of people, and definitely now there's a lot more people than there was in the beginning, because when we started in 2006 and 2007, ska was like a dirty word. Like you didn't say ska like at all. You didn't talk about being in a ska band or playing ska music, and nobody really wanted to like play with ska bands unless they were a ska band. And now I wouldn't say that's really the case. Like people don't care and they'll play with, you know. So I feel like that's why younger people are more accepting of us, because they just see us like making all this content and they just assume we're like brand new, which is great. Like, yes, I love it. I'm all for it. But, you know, it's the ska scene. Like, no offense, ska scene. I love you. And I am, like, I've been a part of it for so long. But the people that have just been around a long time, they don't listen to new ska. And it's hurting us. It's hurting, not us. It's just hurting, like, the scene at large. Because there is so much wonderful, good, talented, exhilarating, fresh ska music out there. And you still want to listen to, like, the same 10 bands. You know, and that's fine. You know, like I feel weird saying like I'm hating on those people, but that's fine.
You're
but
good.
Like maybe
you gotta
broaden your horizon. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like you guys are getting super popular on Instagram, at least from mine, and just because everyone is sharing like your stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I think on Instagram, like for what you guys are doing for like the videos and stuff, I think a lot of the younger people are on Instagram too. You know what I'm saying? Only you guys know the response you're getting, but on the outside looking in, it's almost like everyone is like digging all your guys' stuff right now, you know?
Yeah, no, I love it. I think it was Jeremy from Scott 2 Network was telling me that he has a Twitch, And he was on Twitch, and he was asking about new ska bands, and people were saying like Half Past Two,
Yeah.
and I was like, when he told me that, I was just like, wow, I feel so like grateful that people are like, it feels good to be recognized.
Yeah.
I laughed a little bit because I was like, new, like our band is like a teenager,
Right.